rehabilitation plans supporting individuals in and out of the criminal justice system. Very confusing, kind of conflicting wording there. In short, this will allow counties to now use those funds. I will tell you that this does not provide additional funds. And so if that's something that the county wants to do, I would say that we probably need to follow a bill that actually gives funds to counties to use some of the services available. Similar to the other bill, this bill has not received any opposition. And so when you see order to consent, that's literally what it means. There's a fiscal component to that, and then there's no votes. So essentially, when bills need to go through, they'll look at the consent calendar and move forward, given there's money in the budget. So some other notes that are very important, and I will also send this in a follow-up email. Governor Newsom has, appointed a position, Tom Insel, for mental health czar. I will tell you that we are very close as far as working with this individual to incorporate a family perspective, peer perspective, in what the system isn't doing. And I think that we have a really great leader to help us kind of fix the fragmented system, public mental health system. And so I will count on a lot of you to make sure you're sharing your experience, and we'll create mechanisms to do that. We have the Advocacy website, the can call, surveys. But again, if individuals in power are not hearing from you, nothing's going to change. There's no guarantee that it will change if they hear from you, but the more that we kind of hold folks accountable and keep the strong presence, I think the better outcomes and the more services we'll see as it relates to mental health services. So the governor has up until October 13th to sign or veto bills. This is very important, and I will let you know that around October you should see a final bill report from Nami, California that details what was passed, what wasn't. But more so for this year, I'm really working to identify any stakeholder process as it relates to the bills that are being implemented and passed, so that you all can be a part of how that is implemented in your county and what that looks like. But more so as it means to hold folks accountable. So that'll be something that you should see from us October, December, I would say definitely before the end of the year. One thing to note is that I'm currently working on in-district meetings. So for those that are interested, connect with a local affiliate, create a little group. This is really about just educating policymakers, your assembly member, your senator at the local level. So from after September 13th, all the way up until the end of November, your policymaker is going to be in their district. So I have about 22 individuals that are interested, ready to go. And this is really easy. It's just about sharing lived experience as a means to influence policy. And so I'm not asking individuals to go in and advocate on a particular bill. I more so want you to create that relationship, if it's not already created, to establish exchange of information as it relates to, hey, this is who we are in the community. This is my lived experience with mental health. Can I ask for your support? Very simple as that, and we do have funds to support individuals to participate in that. I take those very seriously, and I will tell you that a lot of the relationships and decisions start at the local level and end up in Sacramento. So if these discussions are not being had in the local level, then chances are you won't see proposals introduced in Sacramento. So I realize this is really small text, so I will send this in a follow-up email, but I always want to share information, especially where I get most of my data from. The governor did finalize a budget in June. There was over $240 million dedicated to mental health services. Some of that deals with supporting a peer-run crisis hotline. A lot of those things are currently not happening, but should happen. And so the governor has made it a point to actually allocate funds and get things up and running. Without money, it's hard to make some of these things happen. Next up is the Nami, California bill list. And so if you ever want to know what the state office is doing as it relates to advocacy, simply type in Nami CA Advocacy and our website should pop up. I will tell you that Avery and myself work on the advocacy website constantly, so if there's something that's maybe not updated, please bear with us. And I will let you know that we are having a general website. There should be some changes with that, and I'm not quite sure if the advocacy website will be a part of that, but I realize how important it is to have accurate information. A lot of these things are timely, and so I'm very big on making sure if something is moving fast, folks have access to that, an action alert. Chances are it will be on the website though. As always, if you're ever interested in any mental health bills, want to know the status, California Legislative Information, LegInfo is your best friend. At times, I think that there's a little bit of a lag time in reaching to the state office, so if you ever do kind of want some support of walking through, hey, just show me where I can find information on myself, I'm more than happy to have that conversation, and I share everything as much as I can. So some advocacy engagement opportunities. I will go over what you can do at the local level, state level. Please know that this is not everything. These are just kind of some standards that we have as far as the bare minimum. And then there's always more things that you can do. So for the state office, we currently do a Nami, California Advocacy Network call once a month. This call is not long enough, it's only an hour long, but it's an opportunity for you to hear from the state office about legislative proposals, updates, but more so to hear from folks in the community about the issues they're working on. I will tell you, it's really nice to hear somebody from one county share their experience, somebody from the next county share, oh, that's not how we're doing it over here. And I really think that that's important to have that cross dialogue. So that's an opportunity, and it's once a month. I will tell you that we're in the process of changing the format, so it'll be less kind of report out and more hearing from those in the community about the needs, successes, and some of the things that you want to see happen either from the state office or in your own community. And then, as always, I am a part of various lobby days in Sacramento. I realize it is challenging to drive all the way to Sacramento, fly, get there, and so that's why we do the in-district meetings. But one thing that's very dear to my heart is the B.B. Moore Campbell National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. And so I do that in honor of Miss B.B. Moore, who founded Nami Urban LA and was very instrumental in passing the National Minority Mental Health Awareness resolution. And so what that is just really highlighting and supporting diverse communities to be a part of the conversation. At times, I think a lot of diverse communities are left out of the conversation. And so this is the opportunity to bring everybody together. And so I do that, and then I also do a general Nami, California Advocacy Day, typically in April. And that's really open to everybody, a chance for individuals to come see what it looks like speaking with a legislator. I do my best to provide talking points, but I always feel that your story speaks truth, and your story is always right. And so I always say, just come share your story, we'll work on the bills. It's nice if you can tie your story to a specific bill or specific ask, but that's not always possible. I would say the stories are advocacy gold, and the more that we can share that in a meaningful way and make sure policymakers are aware of that, you'll start seeing a change as far as it relates to mental health services and what is introduced or not introduced. So advocacy action alerts, if you indicated that you wanted to sign up and receive those, those should be coming shortly in various forms. You can, send a letter, send an email, make a phone call. I want to try to make it as easy as possible. And so we're working on a couple of things. We actually signed on to an engagement software, advocacy engagement software that hopefully will make it easier for you all to engage with your elected officials. And then I put surveys on here because that really informs my work before it even begins. And so I would appreciate it if you participated in the 30-second survey, in the full membership survey. And if you're not receiving those emails, please reach out to the local affiliate and we'll make sure that they have that so they can share that with you as well. Now at the local level, for those that maybe are not as involved or unaware of the local chapter, it is always in your best interest to make sure that you're connected with the local affiliate. Chances are they might already be doing something as it relates to advocacy, and so I really think that you have to start somewhere, and so why not start with the local Nami chapter? See what they're doing with advocacy, see how you can help, see how you can volunteer, but continue to create that collaboration, partnership, and lean on them for some support, and also support them to carry the conversation forward as well. And then in-district meetings, as mentioned, for those that are interested, we can work with you to set those up. What I tend to do is have the lobbyists book the meetings and then work with individuals to make sure everybody's on the same schedule, so forth. And so it's really up to you if you're interested. It's a great opportunity. Like I said, it's a way to give thanks for the representatives that are voting yes on mental health bills, but more so for those that maybe traditionally never voted on mental health or never even introduced. Begin those conversations as to, hey, I'm in your district, did you know about this, this, and that? And so just really educating and raising awareness for your local officials. Something else that's really important, and I don't think that we talked about it enough today, is the Board of Supervisors. They're the governing body in the county, so a lot of decisions are made at the Board of Supervisors meetings. How funds are spent, when they're spent, what plans are ultimately approved. And so if you're not already engaged with Ventura County Board of Supervisors, please do so. And then continue to follow what they are doing. And I always say, if mental health is not on the agenda, make it on the agenda. Go to the meetings, talk about it, give public comment, utilize the Nami chapter as much as possible to share your experiences. Chances are you will see mental health related things on those agendas if they're not already on. Next up is the County Behavioral Health Department and stakeholder opportunities. It sounds to me like this county already has various task force committees that are meeting, and so maybe we create a document that outlines what the committee is, what they're doing, maybe something already like that exists, but sharing information with folks so they can figure out how they want to get involved. There are a lot of committees, and I will tell you, you don't need to be on all of them. Figure out what works best for you, your schedule, your interests, but continue to be engaged and share your experience and your perspective as well. So we are not here just yet, but I will take some questions or answers regarding the slides that were just covered. Yes.
Could you tell us what the conferences that Advocasy is going to be attending September and
Yes, that is the Nami California Conference. The next one is in Sacramento. So we are in talks to have Newsom do some speaking engagement. I'll be honest with you, the hotel that we have the conference at, Democratic parties will not attend, and so we're struggling a little bit with trying to get legislative speakers, and so we might just get creative and go outside the Capitol steps. It's literally across the street. And I believe that is going to be in May 2020. Yeah. So it's coming up. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Any other questions or comments?
Yeah, how can we become aware of what other local chapters or positions they're taking? Because I hate to say it, sometimes the local chapter in Nami, California don't always see eye to eye. The same goes with the national chapter, the national organization.
Yeah, I hear you on that. There was actually an email that was sent out from National. It got a little confusing about who would focus on what state, local affiliate. I will tell you that whatever affiliate takes positions, I usually get that information and then I share that with my executives as a means to say, hey, what are we doing about this? You're right though, they don't always align. For some reason, I think that affiliates are just way more in tune about the local issues and want to do something about it right then and there. Versus the state office, we kind of have to look at the entirety of the state. So some of the issues that get very specific to the local, we're not able to take a position on. But that doesn't mean it's not important. And I think that that's one thing that I would like to see. How does this come together better? That's something that we're very open about because there is affiliates that take positions on certain bills, but not every affiliate does that. And I think that we should support affiliates to do that, and to also work with us to support what is happening at the state level.
So, I mean, it'd be helpful if we knew what a neighboring affiliate was taking a position on it.
Yeah.
I mean, is there a way?
I would say the best way is presence. In the face, calling. I'll be honest with you, not every affiliate has a website. And even if they do, there's not policy information on there. Some have it, but I think that is a great question and something that can be brought up on a CAN call. And I think that I might ask that question. Yeah. Yes. I don't know who was first, but we have two up here and then one in the back. Yeah. We can go there next if you go here first. Either or.
I get so many people on the helpline saying that their mentally ill adult child is traveling around the countryside and going from city to city. And I am recommending to them also, when they consider where they're, quote, going to move their person with an SMI, maybe they're already living, for instance, in Sacramento or San Diego that have a lot of resources and a lot of advocacy going on, and they'll think to move them to another county, you know, for various reasons. And I will tell them, even as a patient, to please be assured when you're moving yourself from a county or county like San Diego or Sacramento County or whatever county Nami, California comes under. I'm sorry, I don't know. To make sure you've checked out what's available in that county that you're thinking about moving yourself and your SMI member to, if services are what you seriously need. And also, it might be nice to have a list of those counties that have more services for those people working out on the helpline.
So that's a great comment, and I'm currently working on an Emergency County program. For the past couple of years, I've been a part of a project that details emergency programs throughout the entire state. It's not a user-friendly report at all. It's about 200 pages long, but it is a catalog of the services that are available via Mental Health Services Act. And that's in PDF form, so I'll definitely share that. Should go to print by the end of this month. There is last year's version, but I wouldn't look at that. And that brings me to my next point. It is a little hard to know what is available because things change constantly. Not every county starts the clock at the same time. So with 3-year plans, annual updates, it gets really confusing to know what services is available and what isn't. And I think that that's something that we can work with the local chapters as well to figure out a system that works best for all.
My question?
Go ahead.
It was actually, can you just share the PowerPoint?
Oh, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
so I don't have to write stuff down.
I got you.
All right.
You're welcome.
Yes, one of the 6 points that you said that you wanted to cover today, one of them was on the family engagement, family involvement in treatment. And I think it was a couple of years ago at the Nami, California conference, Nami San Diego spoke to having family support specialists. I know that when we introduced peer support specialists to this county in the training, that not only did it change my life dramatically, but I was part of that process since 2008 of really getting peers involved in treatment and really changing the culture, like Dana spoke to, of the recovery culture in this county. So I'm wondering if we can get something like that involved in our local affiliate, where more of these family members who really want to be involved can be trained as family support specialists here in Ventura County.
Like that. Be in touch. One last question.
Actually, it's just an appreciation. I just just noticed that Nami Advocasy actually supports SB 10, which is the peer certification. And I just want to say, like, as fellow peers and people in the workforce for peers, we really appreciate your guys' support.
Definitely. And I know that we had a conversation, and I'll just share bits and pieces of that, but if we're talking about workforce issues, we need to standardize and support peers that are doing the work, not getting paid for it. We could just be doing so much more.
I just want to say from LA County, we totally, and I'm in Ventura County too because I have a lot of NAMI friends here and I live part-time here. And my son was in LA County and he has co-occurring disorders and he's in real trouble because he's not getting treated the way he needs to be treated to save his life. And I can tell you in LA County, we are all for the grave disability modification to save lives. People are dying as we speak. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate everybody's time, and I will tell you, there's a lot more on that bill list than just what I covered. So if ever you're going through that, have some questions, shoot me an email. I don't mind having a conversation. I think it's important. Sometimes the information, the language is really confusing. The best thing to do is look at the analysis, always. And I can share that with help. So, thank you.
Come on, guys.